I can't lose.
Martin Robinson, welcome to our video channel once again. This time, you've brought with you some Super Bomberman R gameplay that you've captured from a Nintendo Switch.
A Nintendo Switch, indeed. I have it here in this briefcase, especially for you.
Oh, I love it, I love it. So, Super Bomberman R, how did you find it on the Nintendo Switch?
It's a Bomberman game.
Yeah?
I think when this was first announced, there was obviously the initial excitement, like, yeah, a new Bomberman game, and then there was a bit of kind of bewilderment, because it is quite basic.
Right.
And it doesn't really do much beyond what the original Bombermans do. But like having spent, I spent a couple of hours of it this morning, played the single player, and then had a few matches on the multiplayer, and I kind of forgotten how good Bomberman is.
Yeah.
And it's doing something which I think is, for me, the key selling point of the Switch, and it isn't actually being done on day one on the Switch by anything else, really. I don't think it's having like local multiplayer. I love the idea of having the Switch taken out down a pub, and then I don't know what pub I'd do this in because I'd get glassed if I did this in most pubs in Lewisham. But anyway, the idea, the dream is you go somewhere, you pull out your tablet, hand out 4 Joy-Cons to your friends, and just play a game like that. And that's the dream for me. That's what I love about the Switch. That's why I'm buying one.
Right.
For stuff like that. But on day one, no games really do that. I know there's 1-2 Switch, obviously, but that's a kind of different proposition. And Snipper Clips, which is now day one as well, but that's more a cooperative thing. But this is like just playing games that you love with your friends, the kind of thing you would play in a pub.
Yeah.
And just having that experience on the go. Which is awesome.
So you reckon it's pretty much familiar Bomberman that we know and love then, I guess. You can't really mess with the formula, because when you do, you end up with Bomberman 0, I guess.
Yeah, Bomberman, yeah, God, the sooner we forget about that, the better. But this is, I think Konami are keen to atone for the sins they made over there. And obviously Konami bought out Hudson a short while ago. And this is the original Bomberman team, basically. So if anyone knows how to get the formula down pat, those guys do. And so yeah, it feels weird because I think you expect a day one console game to be kind of all singing or dancing and doing like wowing you in some ways, and it's like unashamedly retro, this Bomberman with a modern price tag. So yeah, it is a bit. I think the reception is going to be lukewarm because of it's the kind of thing, basically, a lot of people have said it's the kind of thing you expect to see on Xbox Live Arcade a few years ago for a tenner. Right. And not in a box for £45, which is what it is. But I'm being terrible. I'm being an apologist. I'm old enough to remember when I paid a lot more money for that for games. Not as much fun as this.
Yeah. Well, I remember playing Super Bomberman on the multi-tap on the Super Nintendo. So I'm well up for a return to that kind of action if I can get it, because it's a fond memory of awesome times.
Yeah, and it does exactly that. The single player's much more intense than older Bomberman, and it's got more of a puzzle aspect to it as well.
Yeah, talk us through that actually, because you played, I guess, from the very start of the game.
Yeah, it's 5 worlds of 8 levels in each world, I think, with a boss level at the end. And it's just basically maps you have to clear, or you have to find certain switches on them. And it can get quite hectic. And it's just, it's very traditional, very old school, very like early 90s arcade style, complete with like a super hyper soundtrack, which is really nice. And obviously it looks like a Bomberman game's colourful. The frame rate is, I think some people have noticed, it's not 60 frames per second, which is kind of what you'd hope for something like this. Yeah. So it's not as smooth as you'd like, really. But also the camera mode, I know some people are kind of upset with the forced camera mode that you get, where it's kind of more of an isometric view rather than traditional Bomberman top-down. When you play multiplayer, it's more traditional top-down Bomberman, so it's just a Bomberman remember with all the same power-ups and all the same kind of tricks and everything.
Ah, brilliant. I remember an old Bomberman I played, Bomberman 2. I think they had end-of-level bosses at the end of each world. I guess we got bosses returning?
Yeah, there's bosses in this as well. No kangaroos. I think they're from Bomberman 94. I'm actually going to I'm quite looking forward to this. It's an excuse for me to go on the Virtual Console on the Wii U and pick up Bomberman and kind of see how it compares to the originals. Because yeah, as I said, the one thing was for me was just a reminder of how much fun Bomberman is with 4 players. Because I don't think I've actually played a Bomberman game since Saturn Bomberman, the
Oh,
10-player
shit.
Saturn Bomberman. And obviously, again, the big question mark, and a lot of people complain about the price mark, and I can totally understand that, and it is very steep for what it is. But I'm an awful person who's got arcade boards that cost me like £300 in my... and so I'm probably not one to speak when it comes to value of video games, because I've paid an awful lot more for an awful lot less.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is going to be a sticking point for a lot of people. But I said, yeah, for me, I'm still probably going to buy it. A, because I'm an idiot, and just because I want that multiplayer thing on Switch on day one.
Yeah.
Because that's how I want to share it off to my friends.
I mean, there isn't that many launch games for the Switch, so the choices are limited. But like, if there was a load of launch games, would you still have Bomberman up there on the list, or is it just something you're picking up because there's not much choice?
At the price it is, I think I probably would think twice about it if there wasn't such a slim selection at launch. And if there was something else out there which kind of did the same thing, like say if Towerful Ascension or something was on Switch on day one. Oh God, I hope Towerful Ascension comes at some point, or something like that. Or yeah, if that was around, maybe I'd think twice about it.
Yeah.
But as it is, it's kind of got that nostalgia thing as well, which I think Nintendo's been really good at working really hard with Pokemon recently, and obviously with Mario as well. And it's kind of like you remember these games from the 90s, and here it is, but this is how we're doing it now with the Switch thing. And so I think the execution's probably maybe not quite there because of its technically doesn't look that special,
Right.
and it doesn't feel as smooth as it should do, considering how simple it is. But the Bomberman formula is just really good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing this gameplay with us, Martin. And next time I'm down in the office, once the Switch is released, we shall go to the pub and I will kick your ass at Bomberman multiplayer.
I am terrible at it as well, actually, so you very much will kick my ass, but I will enjoy having my ass kicked.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Switch coverage, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to Eurogamer. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye!
I'll bet you never forget the beautiful black bomber.